So, welcome to today's first interview in the year 2022, our interview in the frame of our CESI Talks series. CESI Talks series is a series of interviews taking place in the frame of our MEP project, a project which takes place with the support of the European Parliament. I'm particularly pleased to have today with us Daniel Freund, a member of the European Parliament of the group, the Greens, EFA, and he's member of the Committee on Budgetary Control and Committee on Constitutional Affairs, if I'm not mistaken, also a member of the Conference on the Future of Europe. Mr. Freund, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I've come across some of your papers also from the Greens and EFA, what the expectations are from the conference, the so-called COFOE, the Conference on the Future of Europe. According to you, how can this conference become a successful process, and how can you make sure that it meets its objectives?
Well, the current setting of the European Union, the Treaty of Lisbon, is over 10 years old now. Since it entered into force, we have seen the Euro crisis, we have seen migration, we have seen Brexit, we have now Corona and everything that comes with it. And we have seen in all these crises that the European Union is not ideally composed to deal with all those crises. So I think it's about time to look at the fundamentals of the European Union again and make it fit for the future. That's the broad objective of this conference. And the difference to how the European Union has worked before is, well, in the past, when the Treaty of Lisbon was written, it was a lot of politicians, some experts in a room, and then at the end came a new proposal for a treaty. And this time around, we wanted to do things differently. We wanted to include the citizens from the outset, also civil society, that everyone comes together, and that's what the conference now is.
And what would be your assessment of the progress reached so far? Has there been any tangible progress?
Well, I mean, the debate on actual issues is just about to start. We have had these citizens panels, so randomly selected citizens from across the European Union, 800 in total, that are just coming now with their proposals. We have seen the proposals on democracy and values. Great proposals, by the way, and the debate on these proposals is just starting now, so it's a bit early still to assess. Obviously, the pandemic hasn't helped with making quick progress on all of this, so everything has taken a bit longer than we had first planned.
Mr. Freund, you also speak in the context of the future of Europe, often about the concept of the Federal Republic of Europe. And I also read that you recently have become the president of the Spinelli group in the European Parliament, which, if I'm well informed, also is advocating for a more federal structure of Europe. What exactly do you mean by that? And can the Conference on the Future of Europe contribute to that objective?
So first of all, yes, I'm a convinced federalist. I think that there are certain challenges. Let it be climate change, let it be that large corporations pay some tax in the European Union, or how we defend our values and our interests in the world between China and the US and Russia and so on, that no member state in the European Union can face alone. In a way, we're all small countries. Even my member state, Germany, in comparison to China, is a very small country. So our only chance is to do this together. And for that, the European Union needs to federalize. It needs to get the competences to deal with those continental challenges, whereas other issues can probably be better dealt with at the national level, maybe even at the local level. That is what federalism is about. That is how I see that the European Union was founded, right? In a process where step by step, we continue to develop and adapt the European Union to the issues of our time, and that is something that urgently needs to continue. We have seen that with all the crises that I've mentioned earlier over the last few years, and I very much hope that the conference can be the next step in that direction. That vision for a federal republic, meaning that there is a fully developed parliamentary democracy at the European level, with a European Parliament that has all the powers of a parliament, the right of initiative, for example, also the scrutiny powers, and then a real European government, not a commission composed by one commissioner per country, but a real government that gets elected in European elections. That's sort of the vision that I see. I'm not sure we're going to reach all of that now in one step following this conference, but I hope that we at least take the next step into that direction following this conference.
Mr. Freund, we just at the beginning of 2022, France took over the presidency. I've read some more critical comments from you recently on what is your position on the program of the French presidency?
Oh, I mean, I'm not that critical. Emmanuel Macron is one of the most convinced Europeans that we have among the heads of state. But it is true as well that he has made a lot of promises and held good speeches, and that sometimes the real action behind that is lacking. So I hope he delivers on what he promises. That's what I'm hoping for this presidency, and that he doesn't just see this presidency as something that can help him in his re-election campaign, because obviously Europe is way more important than just a presidential election in France. And there is momentous challenges, not only COVID, there is a rule of law crisis that we have and that we have to deal with. And we also have to make the union fit for the future in terms of climate change, but also in terms of digitalization. So there is really big challenges that we really need to get going on and not just hold nice speeches about.
Mr. Freund, thank you very much. A lot of success for this coming year. We hope we can cooperate with you very well, and of course, stay healthy.
Thanks, you too. Best of luck. Bye.
Goodbye.